which is like by the border, by the beach. We have La Sierra, where the Andes, the mountains are. El Oriente, which is the Amazon part of like the Ecuador. And then we have the Insular, which is Galapagos Islands.
Each of these regions offers a radically distinct climate, elevation, biodiversity, and topography that deviates from the others. One thing for sure, though, is that Ecuador is home to one of the highest concentrations of volcanoes on the planet, both active and dormant. As it sits on the Ring of Fire in the northern volcanic zone in the Andes, and thanks to the subduction of the Nazca Plate under the South American Plate, Ecuador is subject to regular volcanoes and seismic activity. The Sangay and Reventador volcanoes just erupted in 2016, and Cotopaxi, probably the most famous volcano in Ecuador, remains in a restless state. The Andes highlands are generally chillier with steep, fertile valleys with farms and ranches irrigated with the snowmelt from the mountains. The coastal areas enjoy flatter land and beaches where people love to surf. The inland Amazonia region is heavily dense with plants and wildlife, making Ecuador the world's most biodiverse country per square kilometer on the planet. Gotta love the Amazon, always boosting your credentials. Hey Cindy, you've been to the Galapagos, right?
Yes.
What was it like?
It's a really beautiful place. Just don't ever stop on sea lions. They'll bite you.
They'll bite you. However, this place does come with a few guidelines.
If you visit the Galapagos, though, just remember you are not allowed to touch any of the animals, but the animals are allowed to touch you if they want. And a lot of them actually do, since they've never experienced any real threat from humans. Penguins will literally just snuggle up to you.
When it comes to resources, Ecuador is all about four things: oil, bananas, wood, and flowers. Oil makes up over 40% of exports and provides over a quarter in public sector revenue. The problem is that most of the oil plots are leased in the eastern Amazon region, so there's always a conflict with preservation. At around 25% of the global output, Ecuador is also the world's largest banana exporter. Go ahead, check that sticker on your banana. You have a 1 in 4 chance of it coming from Ecuador. Agriculture allows Ecuador to have an incredible selection of produce for some of their top-notch cuisine, such as...
We have guatita, we have seco de chivo, we have arroz con menestra, we have fritada and locro de papas. So there's so many. Oh yeah, I know. We also eat cuis.
I knew it!
Yes.
The interesting thing, though, is that in 2008, Ecuador became the first country to declare nature as deserving constitutional rights, with a clause stating that nature has the right to exist, persist, maintain, and regenerate in its vital cycles. Almost as if it were a person. You know who else is like the people in Ecuador? The people. Once you meet an Ecuadorian, you will never forget them. First of all, the country has about 16.2 million people, and about 70% are mestizo. Whites and blacks and Amerindians each make up about 8% respectively, and the remainder are other groups like East Asians. Keep in mind, the white population also sometimes includes Middle Eastern peoples, predominantly Lebanese and Palestinians, some Muslim and some Christian.